I was so thrilled when I learned that the writers' room at WWE would talk about my stories in the writers' room because we've talked to one of the head writers, and they all liked it, even though it was making fun of their product. It does it in kind of a gentle, playful way that's never malicious, and I never want to make anyone unhappy because that's the opposite of the point of comedy, right?
Right.
So I only make fun of fictional characters that are played by real human beings and try not to pick on the real human beings who play them.
That's good. That's a razor blade to walk.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's a fine, sometimes you overstep and sometimes people are ticked off by something I write. And sometimes what I think is funny is not all that funny. And sometimes I think something that's a clunker just takes off and goes through the roof. But I was told that even Vince McMahon himself would get a chuckle out of them, that the writers would sometimes show him, hey, Vince, check out this. And he'd go, ha, ha, ha. Which is, to me, that's the biggest thrill. And occasionally, one of my jokes will get used that I can tell that they've read my article and they use it in the storyline on WWE. So I made a joke. Do you remember when Mae Young, the octogenarian Mae Young, got pregnant by Mark Henry and gave birth to a hand?
Of course.
One of the most
not remember that insanity.
This kind of thing doesn't happen every day. Yeah. In fact, it never ever happens. But she gave birth to this rubber hand, and I did a story many, many years later saying that Mae Young's baby hand is all grown up now. And the next Monday on Raw, they had a guy in a hand costume come out and say, "I'm Mae Young's baby hand, and I'm all grown up now." And I was like, I can't believe it.
Serious?
I like.
Oh, wow.
It's sort of a few layers removed. I kind of wrote a joke for Monday Night Raw.
Yes, you did.
And a few people said, "Oh, you should sue them for stealing your material." I'm like, are you kidding? I've been stealing their material for 10 years every single day. I've been stealing their photos. They don't seem to mind. But I think it's the same kind of thing as PWI. As long as I'm, it's clear I wouldn't do this if I didn't like wrestling, if I wasn't kind of celebrating it and celebrating its weirdness. And I think it's clear that I'm doing this out of love and not, it's not just crapping all over wrestling, which does happen. You've seen the internet wrestling community. I like to say it's a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Yep.
That community.